Hey everyone, welcome back to BrowncoatNerd. Today we're going to be looking at another upgrade I've done on my law enforcement Remington 870 trade-in from AIM Surplus. This is a Slate Street Tactical 18.5-inch barrel. This was actually a combo that also came with a heat shield. I don't believe Slade Street Tactical or SST are the ones that made it, but they are offering it as a bundle packaged with their polymer heat shields. I was looking at getting a new barrel for this. This was, like I said, a supposedly North Carolina State Penitentiary law enforcement trade-in. This originally had a 28-inch vented barrel. Also had the black polymer furniture. Obviously did not have the mag tube extension. And I just kind of got this 870, something just kind of fun, play around with. Wasn't really sure what route I was going to go when I initially purchased it, but this is kind of where I ended up going. I was thinking about cutting the original barrel down to size, but the barrel had a lot of good patina on it, and then once I added this Carlson mag tube extension, the brand new barrel next to the heavily patinaed, the brand new mag tube extension against the patina barreled, it just looked really off. I mean, obviously the receiver is fairly patinaed, as you can see, and I purposely purchased a non-pristine, older used stock, just because clearly the gun is used, and I was trying to kind of keep it look somewhat original as is. You can kind of see the color difference here. So I decided to go ahead and get a new barrel, try to hopefully blend in these patinaed and brand new parts together a little bit better. It does still look, kind of goofy, but I think it looks a lot better than it did with that original barrel and this mag tube extension. So I'm pretty happy with that part of it. Not having the vented barrel, not a huge deal. I just kind of thought it would look neat, so not terribly concerned. So like I said, I did get this off of eBay, off of the Slade Street Tactical storefront, 18.5-inch barrel. It did come with a heat shield. The heat shield had a couple different options on the style that the holes were cut in, as well as different colors. And I'd kind of been playing back and forth whether I wanted to get a heat shield or not. Purchasing this barrel that came with the heat shield was only a little bit more expensive than purchasing the barrel on its own. So I'd figure I'd do that. But honestly, once it showed up, just the polymer heat shield against what I'm trying to kind of go for here, I just didn't feel like it was right. So I decided not even to bother with the heat shield. Not that it's crappy. There used to be a bunch of kind of torture test videos on them on YouTube. Today I was just kind of looking them up again to see if there's anything new. And a lot of those seem to have been taken down. Or maybe I just couldn't look. I didn't look hard enough. But either way, so I decided not to go the heat shield route. I did notice today, looking on their eBay storefront, that they are now offering some metal heat shields. But honestly, after putting this barrel on here, having the smooth barrel with the 18.5 inches, huge drastic change from the 28-inch barrel that was on here, it just feels so handy and nimble. I don't really know if I want to add any more bulk. Granted, the heat shield's not really going to add that much bulk. But, it's heat shield's still a possibility in the cards. But right now, I'm just going to leave it as is. So I did take this out shooting, which was one of the most uncomfortable range trips of my life. I decided to take 3 shotguns and my Glock 43. My shoulder got pretty beat up that day. But I did take this out with a Winchester 120 Ranger, possibly. You've never seen any videos on that. Wasn't sure if I was going to. Ended up leaving my collection pretty quickly, so you never will. But I took it out. That guy just wanted to make sure it functioned. This guy, I don't think I've actually even shot yet. I may have shot it once with the original barrel. And then I've also been playing with my Lynx 12. You've seen some video updates on that. So I wanted to take that guy out and shoot it too. This 870 against the Lynx 12 and the Winchester 120 Ranger was by far the most comfortable shotgun to shoot out of that bunch. Really happy with it. I don't really have anything to compare the spread with this barrel against the original barrel. But compared to the Winchester 120, which also had a 28-inch barrel, the spread was quite a bit bigger, but nothing crazy. I'm really happy with it. The barrel, when it showed up, the inside looks mirror perfect. Didn't see any creases or anything in there. I remember my old Savage Stevens pump action. I forget what it was. It was a clone of some other old American shotgun. Got a video on that. That was a great gun, but inside the barrel, it just did not look great. You could kind of see like little almost seams. This barrel coming out of China do not have that issue. So this is definitely a better quality barrel than what came on that Savage Stevens. Did I say the price is $155 back in May of 2024? But yeah, markings on it, nothing crazy what you expect. Do not use 3-inch shells in a 2 3/4 receiver, which this is actually ended up being a Magnum. And then on the other side it says 12 gauge, 2 3/4 or 3-inch for Remington 870. They're decent roll marks. They don't look crappy once again compared to the Savage Stevens. The roll marks on that were dog poop. So if you did want to color fill it, I think this would be a good candidate. They're nice, clean receiver roll marks. Inside of the barrel, like I said, looks great. We do have a little single bead, nothing fancy on the sight. Once again, I didn't really want rifle sights. I kind of thought about doing that, but I kind of wanted the, kind of older, more traditional, old school look without any rear sights on it. So I went this route. If you're looking at a barrel like this and you're kind of going for more modern tactical, I think it was high-vis. Maybe that's just what they're called. But I had found these snap-on fiber optic sights that sit right up against the bead sight. Once again, had it on the old Savage Stevens. They look cheap as hell. They're pretty affordable. And they actually work really, really well. So just pointing that out, if you end up going a different route than this old school route with the beaded front sight, or you just want to put a fiber optic sight on it. I got mine off of Amazon. This was years ago. They're pretty cheap. Those things are actually pretty freaking cool. This one, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave the simple beaded sight on there. Like I said, handling this gun with this shorter barrel, it's like a completely different beast. And then, of course, I've got the wood stock changed. I did put on the Carlson mag tube extension. I did not put on the little sling attachment. This also kind of couples the barrel and the mag tube extension together. This mag tube, once it's on here tight, is pretty sturdy. There's like really no play in it. So I think I'm just going to leave it as is. I cannot decide if it looks better without this bracket on there or not. Let me know what you think. I keep kind of going back and forth on that. I don't really need the sling swivel part of it. I have no intentions of ever using it. But yeah, this is fairly sturdy on there. I can't remember if I pointed this out in my Carlson mag tube extension. The downside, no, I didn't, because I didn't have this barrel yet. So the original barrel, you've got a little bead in there, and this mag tube extension on the base is grooved, so it's like a ratcheting action when you screw on the mag tube extension or even the original mag cap. So it locks in there really good and tight. However, this replacement barrel does not come with that detent. So there's nothing for it to ratchet into. I noticed that. I was kind of like, okay. So I just got it on there really good and snug with, by hand. I didn't put any pliers on it or anything. But to the point where if I tried to loosen it, like I was struggling. I was going to really have to work on it to break it free again. Took it out. I shot it. Sorry, guys. I can't tell you how many rounds I shot through it. It wasn't a crazy amount. It was several mag tube fulls. I had shot, just the low brass target stuff. I shot some high brass buckshot, and then I shot several slugs. This gun's fun, but it takes it out of you, especially when you're shooting 2 other shotguns. But after I got home, I checked this. It wasn't loose, but it sure as hell was on the verge of being loose. So that is one thing to keep in mind. I did get onto some forums, brought this up, and there's a little kind of, it looks like a washer that you put on here between the mag tube extension or your end cap and the mag collar that comes off the barrel. It's a washer, but it's kind of wavy looking. It looks like it's been warped. And apparently if you get one of those on there, that really helps lock it into place. I've come across those washers. I can't remember if it was on my older shotgun or something else mechanical. So having that issue, just get one of those washers. I forget what they're called. I screenshot it when I looked it up, and it's been a while. So I still need to get one of those and just get that little washer on there, and then you're good, not having that detent. So I guess if there's a downside to that barrel, that is one downside, but it's an easy fix. I think the washers were like $5 or $8, not expensive at all to get. Also, if you're looking to get one of these and you're like, yeah, I'll get that Slade Street Tactical or at least whatever they're supplying barrel off of eBay, I did notice that they've changed it up a little bit. I think it's still $155. But these 18.5-inch barrels now come with chokes. It comes with 3 different chokes. It's a choked barrel. This is just a, smooth bore. There's no choke system in there at all. I forget what it is. I'm sorry, I'm not really a shotgun guide, modified or whatever they call it. But you can't adjust it at all. So not a huge deal to me. Typically these shorter barrels, people don't mess with chokes too much. That's more of, for actually hunting. However, if I were to get one now, I think that would be a nice little bonus. Because I'm planning on mostly shooting slugs out of this, despite what my shoulder's telling me. And they do make a rifled choke that is designed to be used with slugs, kind of help stabilize it a little bit more. So it's not to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm going to get rid of this barrel and go get the new one. I'm fine with the way it is. However, if you're looking at getting one now and you get one of the newer ones, I think it's the same price. And to me, that's a really nice addition. Or, if you do just want to fine tune it, get a, tighter or wider spread on your buckshot, it's always nice to have that option to do that if you want. So, yeah, you can see where it comes. Once again, this is the 18.5-inch barrel. And that is the Carlson Plus 7 mag tube extension. So even though it's called the Plus 7, this mag tube holds 6 plus 1 in the chamber. I think that's the way they word it. They word it really screwed up. I remember I had to go over that in the video for this. But I think that's a pretty darn good fit right there. It stops just short of the barrel, which is kind of what I was wanting. I was wanting it to either be flush with the barrel or stop just shy of it. Obviously, it can extend past the muzzle a little bit on a shotgun, and you're fine. Me, personally, I just think they look goofy. And this gun, I'm not really putting it together to serve any real purpose. It's just a fun, kind of, cool-looking shotgun that I'm playing with. So, yeah, really happy with this barrel. I think it was the perfect fit for this build that I'm throwing together. Obviously, the gun looked a lot different once I put the wood stock on it. Looked pretty goofy with that long barrel and the mag tube extension, but now with this short barrel, it's like, okay, this is really starting to come together. So I'm really happy with it. For the price, I think it's a really good deal. It is worth pointing out, I believe it was AIM Surplus recently put on their storefront a bunch of used Remington 870 barrels. I looked on there really briefly the other day. I can't remember what the price was. I saw a couple with the rifle sights. Once again, that's not really the route I'm wanting to go, so I was kind of like, But if you're looking around to get a shorter barrel for your Remington 870, do keep that in mind, that you might find some good options on there for you. I don't know how many they have or how long that deal will last. At the time of me making this video, at least they are available. So that is it, guys. That is my very short and sweet review on the Slade Street Tactical or SST 18.5-inch barrel. Once again, I don't think they're actually making it. I do know they're made in China. I think they're just importing them and offering them with their heat shields that they have. So, all right, guys, that is it. Please don't forget to check me out on Rumble as well as Instagram. And, of course, as always, stay safe and stay shiny.